What's going on, boys? Today I'm going to be talking about why you suck at approaching women. So I did an approach yesterday, and I like to approach whenever it fits, right? I don't go out for the sole purpose of cold approaching women, guys, but I fit it into my lifestyle, and that's how I recommend most guys to do it as well. Unless you're a complete beginner, in that case you need a different type of strategy. But the reason why you suck at approaching women is so related to the cold approach I did today, right? So quick story. I went to Starbucks, going there for my regular cold brew, 2 shots espresso, right? Left the gym feeling good. Soon as I walk into the Starbucks, I look to my right and I see this cute girl sitting down. We lock eyes, right? We lock eyes for a good 2 seconds. So I'm like, in the back of my head, yeah, I'm gonna approach her. Let me go order my drink real quick, and then I'm gonna approach her. So I'm waiting for my drink, and her friend comes along. So I'm like, shit. Her friend came along. Not that I can't do the approach with her friend there, but now it's gonna be maybe a little more challenging, right? Because now it's 2 girls that I have to interact with, right? But I'm like, all right, no problem, cool, her friend is here. I'm waiting for my drink, and she actually gets called up to get her drink. So she comes up right by me, gets her drink, and I was like, perfect. This is my opportunity to strike, right? So I tell her, hey, excuse me. She looks at me, and I'm like, you caught my eye. That's usually my standard line, right? Sometimes I may say something situational, like I may make an observation about the woman, right? And that's a little more witty, right? That's a little more spontaneous. But if anything, I just say, hey, excuse me, you caught my eye. I wanted to introduce myself. But here's what happened. I say the line, right? I'm like, hey, you caught my eye. And my delivery was off. It didn't sound intentional. And I could see in the girl's face because she looked confused, right? She looked confused, like she wasn't sure what I was actually getting at. And then 2, she gave me this awkward smile. And for those of you that have actually done approaches in the past and got rejected, you know that awkward smile that I'm talking about. So she gives me this awkward smile, nods her head a few times, and literally walks away. And I'm like, oh shit, right? And I'm like, all right, fuck it. Go back to waiting for my drink. As I'm walking out the spot, her and her friend are staring at me as I'm leaving the Starbucks. And here's the thing. Even though I guess that was a rejection, right? Technically, I got rejected, right? I still think she was into me. And a lot of guys may call that delusional. A lot of guys may call that cope. But here's the thing. I'd rather be delusional and think that, yeah, she was feeling me. It was just my delivery was off. Maybe she didn't understand what I was saying. Or maybe she has a boyfriend, but she was still feeling me. Or maybe she's just having a bad day. I never let a rejection take my mind to, oh, what is wrong with me? Damn, she rejected me. I'm never going to do an approach again. Oh, maybe my hair was bad. Oh, I need to put on 10 pounds of more of muscle, right? Oh, I needed to do this. I need to dress better. Like, I never think that. I never think that after a rejection, guys. And here's the thing, a lot of dating coaches out there, which is what I do full time right now, right? I help guys get into the best shape of their life and then use and leverage their physique and their looks and the man that they built themselves to become to attract the woman that they want. Through cold approach, through Instagram game, through dating apps, right? We work on all of these systems inside of my coaching program. So for all of you guys that may be interested in this, the link is in the description. But even as a dating coach, I still get rejected. And so any guy who may be successful with women, if he ever tells you, oh yeah, I never get rejected. Oh yeah, like I can cold approach any girl I want, I'll never get rejected. That guy is lying to you, right? That guy is lying to you, because if you're actually throwing up shots, no one has 100% from the field, right? No one goes 100% from the field. Not even Steph Curry, right? So, point is, yeah, technically she rejected me. But the first place my mind goes is, hey, she was still interested in me. It was just like, oh, it was my delivery, which I could work on, right? I can improve that, right? Next approach, like literally the next approach, I can do that better, right? I don't have to go hit the gym for 2 years and then come back and do another approach, which is what a lot of you guys do. And this brings me back to the point of the video, which is why you suck at approaching women. It's because you get rejected, you do 2 approaches, right? Congrats. You get rejected, and then you take that rejection to heart. You start thinking about all the reasons why she rejected you. You start thinking about all the things that are wrong with you. You start thinking about all the things that now you have to do self-improvement on, which self-improvement is very important, but you're like, oh, these are all these things I need to fix about myself, and then I'll approach another girl. Then I'll be worthy of your highness. And that's why you suck. Because cold approaching is a skill. Cold approaching is a skill. You could have a guy who's great on the dating apps, great at taking nice photos, great at texting women, even great on dates, but he can't approach a woman, right? He freezes up. He gets super nervous. He doesn't know what to say. He doesn't know how to carry the conversation in a intentional masculine to female dynamic type of way. That's why it's a skill. And just like every skill, my fault, there's some birds under me. I thought it was a rat. We're in New York, so we gotta be careful. But just like any skill, if you don't use it, you lose it. If you don't use it, you lose it. And so, if you're not approaching girls on a regular, which if you're watching this video, if you made it to this point, you're probably not. Because you get rejected once, and then the next time you do an approach is in 6 months, sometimes years. I talk to guys who haven't done approaches in 2 years. 2 years. And that's a problem. And so when you finally work up the courage to actually go out and approach that girl, because it's not like you planned this stuff, right? The beautiful part about cold approach is you can literally go out, just enjoy your day, go about your day-to-day life, go out with friends, go out by yourself, and just live your life. And if you see a beautiful woman that you want to get to know, you can, like, that's your opportunity on the spot. You don't have to wait for her to respond to your message. You don't have to wait for her to swipe back at you, right? And I do the dating apps. I do the Instagram game. I crush it on there, and my clients do as well. But that's the beautiful part about cold approach, is that you can, it's a tool, right? It's a tool that you can take out of your pocket any single time. But only if you're good at it. And if you haven't practiced it, if you don't keep that sword sharp, well then, you're gonna fumble the approach. You're gonna get rejected. And if you keep that rejection to heart, then you're gonna wait to do another approach, and you're gonna get rejected again. And this is why so many men literally give up on dating. Or that's like the worst case scenario, right? Worst case scenario is they give up on dating completely. They're like, oh, all women are the same. You need to be 6'6". Excuse me. You need to be 6'6". You need to be a model-like looking guy. Guys, I'm literally only 5'7.5". I've done over 300 cold approaches, done hundreds of cold approaches. I still get rejected from time to time, but a lot of the cold approaches I do are successful. And so I'm not 6'6". I'm not Chad, right? I don't have like the best looks. I get told I'm handsome a lot, right? I get told I'm handsome a lot, but I know that I'm not a model. You understand? And so some guys, they give up, and then there's the other side of guys who resort to dating apps, resort to taking nice photos, resort to social circle game, right? All these other dating strategies, which are fine, right? Dating apps are super essential. Instagram game is essential. Social circle is, I'm not a big fan of it, but these strategies are still cool. But what happens when you don't tackle the actual problem, right? Because maybe the girl for you isn't on a dating app, right? Or like, what do you do? Like, what do you do if you are killing it on the dating apps, but you don't even have the confidence to approach a woman in real life? Because that's what it comes down to, having the confidence to do something, right? Because I know, and I've been there plenty of times where I would see a beautiful woman walking by, I would start making excuses. I would start having all the limiting beliefs like, oh, she's busy, she's with her friends, she has her headphones in, she looks like she's in a rush, oh, she wouldn't be into a guy like me, right? All of these different things, all of these limiting beliefs that I would have in my mind. And so before you know it, boom, opportunity passes me by. And you know that feeling. You know that feeling after you let a beautiful woman walk by and you didn't approach it because even though you wanted to, your balls literally feel like they shrank, right? You feel like you just got castrated because you're a man. You're a man with testosterone. You're meant to go out in the wild and hunt. That's what you're meant to do, right? But social media, pornography, all these things like made us feel like it's easy to get some, right? And even if it is easy for you through other strategies, like I mentioned, cold approach is a skill that every guy must have. So here's how you actually get good at approaches, right? Here's how you actually don't let rejections take you to heart, right? First one is you must have options. You must have options. The reason why I can do another approach right after filming this video, even though I got rejected yesterday, the reason why I can do approaches back to back to back is because I know I have options. I have women in my DMs, I have women I'm talking to, I have women I'm dating, I get 10 plus matches every single day on dating apps, hundreds of matches a month. And so these are all girls who find me attractive. These are all girls who are into me in some sort of way, right? Whether it's low, medium, or high interest, right? So I know I have options. I have that inner confidence in the back of my mind. It's like a safety net. But when you don't have that, when you don't have the proof, when you're not getting any matches on dating apps, when like you literally have no interactions with women in your life at all, like you're just in the friend zone by a bunch of chicks, and that's when you start taking rejection to heart. Because it's like now, you don't know how you're gonna eat tomorrow, so to say, right? You don't know where your next meal is gonna come from. You don't know where your next lay or your next date or your next girl is gonna come from, depending on where your goals are with dating, right? I help men with all their dating goals, right? Whether they want a relationship, whether they just want to date around, or whether they just want to improve their experience. But because you don't have options, rejection hurts so much more. And because rejection hurts so much more, you never actually work the skill. And that's why you suck at it. Makes sense? So while cold approach is a great skill and you must practice it, like I mentioned, you must also be tailoring in your dating apps and your Instagram, right? Instagram is a cheat code, especially once you start getting good at cold approaches, which, by the way, I have a over 1 hour long guide, free guide on here on YouTube that I made, over 1 hour, how to cold approach, right? I break down like all the dynamics of it, right? So check that out if you want to get better at cold approach. But you're able to practice more, right? You're able to give women your Instagram, and that's gonna make them increase their attraction towards you because you're gonna stay on the top of her mind through your Instagram, right? Dating apps are great because you can literally wake up to 10 plus new matches every single day. And so it makes you feel like you're in abundance. If you always operate out of scarcity, women can feel that in your energy, right? They're like, oh, look at this guy, like he's so... There's a difference between you being a guy that knows what he wants and you being a guy that's desperate for it. Both men could do, like two men could do the same approach, but one who's in abundance, oh, he just knows what he wants, and he's confident, right? But the guy who is in scarcity, oh, that guy, he's desperate. He needs to do approaches, right? Because he can't attract women any other way. So you must make sure you're optimizing all different funnels, all different strategies of dating as much as possible, right? Because the more options you can have, the more confidence you're gonna have to do cold approaches, because you're not gonna be tied to the outcome. The second way that you stop taking rejections to heart and you start getting better at approaching women is knowing your worth and knowing where you're headed. So knowing your value as a man. And if you're like, Max, like, I'm out of shape, I'm not really taking great care of myself, I'm not dressing in the best type of way I can, well then, there's your answer. There's your answer. You don't have that inner confidence to do the approaches, right? That's why you pedestalize the woman. That's why the rejection hurts, because you view the woman as better than you. You will never get better at cold approach. You'll never stop taking rejections to heart if you feel like the woman is better than you. And the only way you can feel like you are truly better is if you know where you're going. But how do you know where you're going? You must create a vision of the best version of yourself in your mind and write it down on paper too, right? Here's an activity you can do. Write down to the smallest details what the best version of you looks like. What does he look like? How does he act? How much money does he make? Where does he live? What car does he drive? Does he fly a plane? What does his family look like? Write down all the details. His morning routine, everything. And most importantly, his habits. His habits. What does he do on a daily basis that actually puts him into the position that he's in? And then you must start living in accordance with those habits. That's what you must do. Because if you don't live in alignment with that best version of yourself that you wrote down on that paper, that you visualized in your head, when I just mentioned that to you right now, well then, you're not giving yourself proof. You're not giving yourself proof that, oh, I'm headed on the right path. I'm headed on the right path. Guys, I'm over here, I'm building my business, right, from scratch, building my coaching business, building this YouTube channel. You guys see it, right? And I'm not famous. I literally only have like almost 900 subs on YouTube, which I'm blessed to have 900 subs. I worked really hard for this. And I have a little over 4,000 Instagram followers at the time of making this video. And so I'm not famous, but I know that each and every single day I'm doing what is necessary. I'm putting in all the inputs to make my outputs possible. And that gives me the confidence. It's not getting there that gives you the confidence. It's knowing that you're doing what to do. Knowing that you're doing what you have to do to actually get there. And you can't lie to your subconscious. If you said that you want to get in great shape, but when it comes down time to, you have an option of going out and eating some bullshit, right? Or maybe you're on your work break, you could get McDonald's, Chick-fil-A, or you could bring some meal prep to work and just have the ground beef and eggs. Which one do you choose? Because that decision is going to reflect the type of man that you are becoming. And the more times that you don't move in alignment, every single time you don't move in alignment, every single time you make a decision that goes against what the best version of yourself would do, your subconscious mind is taking note. It's like, oh, okay, so we're not actually like, we're not really headed anywhere. If anything, we're going the opposite way, right? We're just getting fatter. We're just getting worse. We're just becoming worse looking. So you prioritize the woman. You care about what she's going to say. You're coming up in your mind, oh, what's the perfect pickup line? What's the perfect pickup line? What do I tell her, right? How do I text her? You're over-analyzing every little thing. And I know it because I've literally been in that position. I've literally been in that position where I self-sabotaged. I had every vice in the book. I was out of shape. I looked like a fucking caveman, right? And I was trying to get better at cold approach because I knew that I had to get out of my situation somehow. And so everything I'm saying, I literally done it. I've done it, okay? I've done it. And I was in that position and I was like, oh, why am I not getting better at this? Oh, well, maybe because you say you want to be in a position where you have your own YouTube channel and you haven't even made a video yet, right? You say you want to make content about self-improvement, but look at you have all these vices and you're out of shape. Make it make sense. make it make sense. And what I realized is that once I actually just started taking one foot in front of the other, one foot in front of the other, living day by day, just knocking down the most needle moving tasks to get me to where I want to go on a daily basis, I started to build confidence. It wasn't the physique that gave me the confidence. It was knowing that I'm working towards the physique that gave me confidence. Knowing that I wasn't just bullshitting around when I was at the gym. I was actually trading hard. When I would come home, I would actually eat clean. I would watch what I put inside my mouth. I would go and get my steps. Knowing that I was doing everything to make failure impossible, that's what gave me confidence to get better at cold approach. And it's the same confidence that I'm using right now to get better in other aspects of my life, like growing my business. Most people will not post for how long I've posted for, guys. I've literally been trying to grow this channel for like 4 years already, but I haven't been consistent in the beginning, right? I haven't been consistent with the videos, and that was on me. And that's why I felt a certain way. You know, a video wouldn't perform well and I would feel a certain way because I was tied to the outcome, because I knew every single day I wasn't doing what's necessary. But now that I'm posting consistently, I'm gaining some sort of traction. I've literally doubled my followers on Instagram in the past week, right? And I'm blessed for that. If you're not on my Instagram, make sure to go check it out. I post daily content on there, right? And stories that give you tons of value. But I'm not where I want to be yet. Does that mean that I have to be not confident? No, because I know I'm headed there. I know who I'm going to become. I'm already him. Just reality needs to catch up. It's already done here. It's already done here. Just reality needs to catch up, right? There's always a delay in the mirror, right? There's always a delay. So that's how you actually stop worrying about the outcome, stop taking rejections by women to heart, and you actually put yourself into a position where you can improve at cold approach. So you can become the type of man that can approach a woman anytime, anywhere, which is literally a superpower, because I'm telling you guys right now, the majority of men in this world are cowards. They won't approach a woman that they see attractive. Right? They'll go to a party, see a girl they like, they'll be like, yeah, she's bad, but they won't say anything. They'll go home, find her on Instagram, and then like a few of her photos. I used to do that stuff. Pathetic. You're a man. Go after what you want. If that's what you want to do, if you want to improve your cold approach, if you want to have an abundant dating life, and if you want to become the type of man who's mastered himself and his habits, so that he can be in a position to have the best physique that he's ever had and attract the woman that he wants to attract, a high quality, feminine, nurturing woman. If you want my personal help with this, click the link in the description to book a one-on-one call with me. I personally want to help you. If you're the right fit for my program, we'll talk about it and I'll help you out. I do one-on-one coaching for this exact thing. Some guys enter my program, they're out of shape and they want to have an abundant dating life. We help them get in great shape and we help them optimize their dating strategies. Some guys come into my program, they're already in great shape, but they still can't attract the type of woman that they want. They still attract low quality women. They still get flaked on, they still get ghosted. They still constantly get rejected. They still don't have that type of confidence and they don't have an abundance of options like they feel like they deserve, because of their physique, because of the work they put in. And so we help them with the presentation, the marketing of themselves, the Instagram, the dating apps, and the cold approach, so that they can become the type of man that can attract any woman they want. So if this is something that interests you, this program is not for everybody, but if you think that this makes sense for you, click the link in the description. Let's have a conversation, or you could just DM me on Instagram. Let me know that you came from this YouTube video. Tell me a little bit more about your situation and I'll see if I can help you personally. But that's all for this video, guys. Make sure to like, subscribe. I'll see you boys soon. Stay dangerous.